Okay, I'm stalling. How's the sound system? It's okay. Good, good. If John were here, he would be late. John was late to my wedding. One time I arrived, let me say, in a timely manner in Scotland. I was 14. John had summoned me to come and visit our friends, the Michelsons, in Scotland, which was great. And around the time that I landed in Edinburgh Airport, John was in a small plane flying over the Firth of Forth and saying to himself, was I supposed to meet Susie? Yes, he was, but I'm saying there's precedent here. Also, if John were here, there would be many periods when I would look over and I promise he wouldn't be paying attention. So this gives everyone here license to be late and not pay attention. And maybe at the end to ask all too pertinent questions. Still stalling. My husband is out there trying to make sure that everyone knows which is the way to the auditorium. All right, I'm going to tell you a story that's not in my speech since I am stalling, which is also about the Michelsons. We were visiting the Michelsons one day, Sidney Michelson, professor of computer science in Edinburgh, and his wonderful family, Kitty and their children, most of whom are now computer scientists. And Kitty spread a wonderful dinner, and there was a long dinner table, and John and Sid were arguing, which is one of the great things that John left to me and Sarah and Tim, is the knowledge that you can have fun arguing. And so John and Sid were arguing politics, and the Michelsons' cat Philopah came in. And Philopah was a very shy cat. You would say, "Philopah," and she would run away. Very, very shy. She walked around the table and people said her name and put their hands out and she dodged. And she got to John and John ignored her. And so she walked around John and John continued to ignore her. And she was a cat, so she jumped up in his lap. And everyone else at the table sort of went, wow. And John didn't know that Philopah was a shy cat. And so he went on talking, and he's a polite man, so he petted Philopah. And everybody is totally riveted by this earth-shaking sight. Sid is barely holding up his end of the argument, but he gathers himself, and he tells John why John is completely wrong, which was Sid's custom. And John is absent-mindedly stroking Philopah. And then Sid is making his point, so John puts his hands around Philopah's legs. And then Sid unwisely stops talking and lets John speak, and John has something to say, so he gestures. And that's exactly what we all said, and John was like, was that what?